All right, everybody. Back. Uh, Earlier, we released a podcast concerning the Safe Bet Act and Senator Blumenthal, and sort of a departure from what we had been doing on the pods as far as giving out plays, discussing props, numbers, reasons, justifications beyond numbers, empirical evidence, handicapping, all the stuff that we've ever done. I've been doing some of these mini podcasts as well. I call them mini pods. Want to do one just to get a little bit out there. More because I actually have a break in the action because I have a conference call at 6:15 until 7:15, and that's Eastern time. So all the perks of working, but I like to come on here and just do my thing and help you guys. So what I want to do with this mini pod real quick is I did see I posted one that I'm not going to play. I think I made it pretty clear, but it was just something that caught my eye. But I do have another one I'm going to play. So it looks like, based on what I'm seeing here, it might even be the only play for Thursday night. So, or at least as far as the NFL. So I'll go over that first, and then what I want to do is my power rankings for the week, are updated for the week as of 5 minutes ago when I was conceptualizing what to do for the mini pod. And so what I'm going to do is I have access to a season simulator, which you can plug in power ratings and simulate 10,000 seasons, and it gives you output for futures, normal futures, and also win totals, stuff like that. But you to win the Super Bowl, to win the conference, to win the division, to make the playoffs. If I didn't mention win totals at the beginning, win totals are in there too. I will preface by saying, and I believe I may have mentioned this, just with win totals, but also with futures, they do tie up your bankroll, meaning you'll make this bet and then the bet doesn't get graded until whatever point that event in the future occurs. So that money is just sitting there untouchable. So you can't use it for other bets, but it's still a good strategy to try and win some money. There's not the first person to use this term. There's pretty much going into the NFL playoffs, there's a little strategy called the futures portfolio, where, because you don't have to wait as long, once the NFL regular season is over, you can pick out some futures as far as winning the Super Bowl, who's going to make it to the championship, and then, the conference championship, things like that. And it becomes a good tool for that type of stuff. Mid-season win totals. A lot of these futures are good too if you are, I know, catering to anywhere from the novice to the semi-sharp. I'm definitely not catering to the sharps. But if you are being successful and you have gotten banned or limited by one of these square books, then throwing in a futures bet or win totals bet, I don't even before this season, even now, is a good way to throw the sports books profiling off. I doubt someone looks at each one. I know it depends on the sports book, but there's sort of a wisdom as to how you get profiled. But to the extent there's any if it's all algorithmic and everything, it's a nice way to throw off. Or if a trader's reviewing, it's a nice way to throw off the scent, because it would be considered a square bet in most circumstances. But there are places where futures are profitable, and so we'll touch on those as well. But let's get into it, because it's only a mini pod. Just like I said, need a brief break sometimes. You got to take one. You just burn out. I tend to do mini pods. Everyone has their thing. But all right, let's get to it. The prop that I was talking about, let me make sure that nothing's moved in the last 5 seconds. All right, the prop that I will be playing, and I will play it. It's pretty much the same price everywhere. Just double checking that. Okay, I'll just play the DraftKings for ease here, and the prop is Kirk Cousins over 226.5, or I'm sorry, yeah, over 226.5 passing yards minus 115. Now, historically, I would have been not just reluctant, just would have outright refused to back Kirk Cousins in any primetime game in any fashion with any wager. I feel like he's kind of gotten that sorted out. I certainly feel he's won in primetime. And I almost think the number factors in his poor primetime performances. I mean, yesterday was sort of, jeez, Tyler Huntley, man, it shows how good the Ravens are compared to the Dolphins. Now he looked like Lamar Jr. with the Ravens. He looked Pop Warner-ish last night, from what I hear. But it's what I'm getting at is sometimes it's hard. Even like Tyler Huntley, his prop was 149.5, and like he didn't even come close. And it's just kind of like, what the hell? Like you weren't even like right behind. And this one though seems, I know it's a lot to, like all we're doing is bet. And this is what I said before, and that was a mistake with the other prop. That all we're betting to is for Kirk Cousins to throw 227 yards. That's not what we're betting the Tampa Bay defense is going to allow that much passing yards as well. So that was phrased sort of poorly. I mean, there are many ways you can phrase it, but I think that this number incorporates his past struggles in prime time. I do think 26.5 seems a little low, particularly because it looks like Baker is back, or at least it did from Sunday, and meaning back in a like hangover sense, like we are back, not like literally like he's the comeback player of the year. So I feel like there could be a decent bit of passing. So I'm also going with it too based on the price, as you guys know. That's the biggest thing for me. What the price is, and then what I think the bet should be priced at that line. And for this one, it's minus 115 is the current price, and our projection for his yardage is 244.68, and our price is to 22.6.5 is minus 162. So that I will be playing. I will put that on the sheet. Now, let's get into the futures real quick here. So when I was conceptualizing this as well, one of the futures that showed up, and I just want to make sure because I didn't delete it, I'm going to rerun it because I think this may have affected one of the ones that I was actually kind of keen on here. But I will get into that in 1 second. Just let me get to where I got to go. And I did hope you guys enjoyed that. I didn't mean to be too bit political, but because I know he is a senator now, Blumenthal, but I mean, I just don't think he gets it, and he plays both sides. But really, as far as the Indians and their casinos and Indian gaming, and I don't want to get into all that again, but with the actual discussion about the bill and having read it and through work being qualified to speak on it, hope you guys enjoyed it. And I still will. Looking to follow up with the Republican representative who's from New York, and also will reach out to Senator Blumenthal's office just because they're in Connecticut. It's not that far. However, it'd be surprising election season and answer. And if they do, if they're willing to come on a startup pod. But all right, futures. Let me see what. Yeah, so I'm going to tell you the one that I liked first, and then we'll see if it's still up. That was to win the conference, I believe. No, it was to make the playoffs. That's what it was. Okay, and it was to make the playoffs, and the price at DraftKings for the New York Jets to make the playoffs was minus 125. I don't think New England's going. If Tua is out for the year, I don't think they're going. Buffalo is going, I would assume. And it's not to win the division, it's to make the playoffs. And I think the Jets can get there. The issue with this prop is since I had looked at that, or not prop, this future, since I had looked at that 11 minutes after I did that, Davante Adams requested a trade, and there's a lot of speculation, because he played in Green Bay and the Jets could use him. And it seems like, I don't know where they're going to get the money for him or how that's all going to work. No GM, but that sort of seems to be a big topic of discussion right now. And, there are people that are going to take a shot that the Jets get Davante Adams and I think that might move a future, because it's the futures line. If they move it a ton, it's a, not move it a ton. If they move, like, if you have a future that's like plus 8,000, they move it like 300 points. Yeah, you want a shot for the best line, but it wouldn't be the end of the world when you're looking at the implied probability of some of these. But I'm gonna run it again, and I want to see if it doesn't take that long. I know it seems like it takes a crazy. It's actually a lot of times quicker than some other ones. All right, let's do this. Let's get my power ratings in. It's the quickest I've been able to get the power ratings. Just need to make a few tweaks on here. Move them here. 1 second for anyone who is on audio and for anyone who is on video here. All right. So we're good to go. I might have said that the price for Aaron Rodgers was, I can pull back the results of that. We had that simulation priced at minus 125, or we had that future price minus 125. I highly doubt that's the actual number, but I want to go back and just double check. So you have correct information. All right, we're simulating. Yeah, so one thing I will, I'll say this while it runs. I wrote this little note down. I was listening to some sort of NFL preview show or podcast or something while I was doing some work earlier. And so this isn't, I didn't go through or dig on all these stats. This goes to somebody, I don't know who. If you're listening, Russia, if you're listening, no. If whoever said this is listening, all the credit to you. I take this is me. And it's not copywriting it publicly out there, but yeah. So they're talking about Houston and how Houston. I just found this a very interesting stat concept. They have the 24th ranked rushing attack, but yet is the 24th ranked rushing attack. They're running it 60% of the time on second and long. On those second and long carries, they're averaging 2.0 yards per carry. And that's on a recipe for winning. And so DeMeco Ryans, or whoever their offensive coordinator is arguably coaching them poorly in offensive schemes, and they need to clean that up. And if I think they do, I think Houston could give some value in some futures, but I don't think that's going to be right now. Okay, simulation's done. See how quick that was. All right. Well, to win the Super Bowl, let's see where we got some value here. Okay, there's a couple plausible bets. I don't. I'll just start. We priced the Chiefs as the favorite. Shocking at plus 448. FanDuel does have a plus 500. BetMGM plus 550. It's not 488 to plus 500. It's not a big advantage. I am only mentioning that because shockingly there's values, technically value on the Chiefs. This one's interesting. To win the Super Bowl at DraftKings, the Detroit Lions are plus 1,100. We have them priced at plus 904. BetMGM has a plus 1,200, as does Canby Books. Caesars has plus 1,000. That might be one I might take a look at. And the futures I'm not going to put in the Google sheet because they'll just be pending forever, and they're such long shots. Let's see. With the New Orleans Saints to win the Super Bowl, we priced them at plus 3,576. What I'm looking at right now is that most books are around plus. We have a plus 5,000 at FanDuel, plus 4,000 at Caesars. It says plus 10,000 at BetMGM. I would be shocked if that's accurate. So don't go running to BetMGM if you still haven't been cut off. But yeah, the Lions look at the most promising one for the Super Bowl, at least to me. So I will mark that future because I can put these up. I'll tweet them out after. Plus 1,100 DK to win Super Bowl. Let's go to win conference. Okay, win conference. Let's see. That looks way too much for the Broncos. I know the Broncos, there is value, but I just am not going to bet on the Broncos to win that conference. All right. The Bills, we're showing plus 637 or as the true price. DraftKings is a plus 800. So there's some slight value there. There's basically slight value for everybody, including the Chiefs. We priced them to win the conference at plus 222. And FanDuel was hanging at plus 350. When the odds get smaller like that for the futures, like the differential means significantly more as far as value than when they're more long shots. We have Minnesota at plus 528 to win the conference as a future price, and they're basically 4,000, 3,500 in a lot of places. I have gone back and forth on Minnesota, and I just don't know about them. I just don't. I don't know. They look lights out. What happens week 5 when people have four games of game film on Sam Darnold with the Vikings? But I think that their defense has really done a lot as well to help them get to where they're getting. So that's a tough one. So the one I like the best, and why not? We'll go with it for our documentation purposes. To win the conference is going to be to win the NFC. The New Orleans Saints, we have priced plus 1,533, and I'm looking right now at DraftKings at plus 4,500. So that's what we're going to put here. I'm not going to play this one. Like I said, I was going to play the Dolphins one. So let's just put Saints plus 4,500 DK to win conference. No, don't need to do that. Win division, and the last one will be to make playoffs, and we'll see about the Jets. So hoping maybe we'd see something on Green Bay. There is none. There is some on Minnesota. Uh, Trying to look, see, do we got to have something we can run with here. All right, this is a little. Oh no! All right, perfect. To win division. All right, right here. Boom, got it. Washington Commanders. And this is DK coming up with some nice futures prices for us here. Washington Commanders, we have them priced at plus 172, and DK has them plus 700 to win the division. That I will be playing, but not tracking because it's future. And let's see if this Davante Adams stuff did anything for make playoffs. As far as the Jets are concerned, no, it's still minus 175, and we still have it priced as minus 125. So it may not be the biggest discrepancy, but so a lot of these prices are minus when you get into make the playoffs. And so minus 125, I'm doing that assuming the Bills are going to win the division. So we will do the Jets, and so that price is minus 125 at DraftKings. That is the price. It's not my price. It's a DraftKings price, minus 125. I had that wrong before. Our price, looking, I want to make sure I have it absolutely correct, minus 175. As far as the juice is concerned. So we'll do that. And then the one other one I believe I said was the win totals. All right, let me see where we did do some before. Let me see if I can find some ones that really do have some good value, or at least somewhat of a shot at some value. I don't even know why that's there. That's not any value. A couple good, well, two good ones. Potentially the Jets again. I don't want to have too much money on the Jets. That's over. That's a little. All right. This one seems. Yeah. Okay. I'll do it technically before Thursday. So I'm not going to play this one, but for season win totals, DraftKings just, I don't know what they're doing over there. We're going to go with Tampa Bay over 9.5 wins at plus 130 at DraftKings, because our price on that, so we have a plus 130 from DraftKings, and we price that as minus 182. So there's some good value there. The Commanders, I'm just going back, so I want to write all the prices down so I can tweet them out with that too. That was number of wins, make playoffs, Jets. Minus 175. Washington for the division. Our price was plus 172. And the market line's plus 700. win conference was the Saints. What was our price on that? Plus 1533. And the Detroit Lions for the Super Bowl. Plus 1100 was the market price, and our price is plus 984. All right, so what was supposed to be a mini pod is apparently turned into a longer pod. I really lost track of time. But hey, what are you going to do? Nice little break here. Always like making these videos. I think I mentioned this before. I used to hate the sound of my voice. Now I don't really care. I still don't listen to it, but it's not as cringeworthy as I thought. So probably should have been doing content a long time ago, but oh well. All right, everybody. Good luck in your wagers. Good luck with whatever you got to do. Keep killing it. Positive vibes only. And I'll talk to all you guys soon. All right. Take it easy.